Welcome to Builds with Blocks, a show centered around the micro-action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. I'm your host, Colin Perkins, and I'm joined by Matt Salvatore.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Gabe Clem.
I need a weapon.
Oh.
And Tom Fishenden.
Hi. You
Nothing
just
prepared.
missed.
How disappointing.
Nothing.
I moved you at the end, too. You had extra time.
Yeah, yeah.
Today is our 2020 recap show. We are going to run down the year. There's been a lot of stuff that happened over the course of 2020. A lot of stuff. We're not going to get into all the stuff, but a lot of stuff from a Mega Construx standpoint. So it'll be a fun show to recap and run through. We started to exist in 2020, so that'll be fun to talk through and kind of run through our topics. Lots of good community stuff to cover. So we're excited to run through the show for you. This will be a nice treat for everybody to watch when they're trying to avoid their family during the holidays. And let's get into it. Before we get into the main topic, let's just go around the room, see what we've been up to, and we'll how have you been doing, Gabe? What have you been doing on the block front?
I'll show you.
Ta-da!
I finally got the UNSC Pelican.
It looks a little fuzzy.
See,
Did you get fuzzy?
I had to buy
bricks?
this one.
Was that what you happened? They're like,
no, the blur keeps it from the blur's messing with it a little bit, but yeah, finally built that.
How you have
awesome,
its wing
man.
situated or weird, man.
That was I haven't split it open to turn it into like the little base yet, but I want to try. I was gonna do it. My girlfriend was here while I was showing her. I was gonna try and do it, and then a bunch of stuff started falling off, and I was like, "I'm gonna just leave it."
Exactly. Really, it's well built.
Yeah, I said, I swear, it's really good. And but yeah, I got the Pelican. That's finished. Posting on G Customs Creations on all my socials has been going really well. I've been working on some really cool figures. I've still got. I'm trying to plan for 2021. I've got some really big ideas that are finally starting to take shape, but. Yeah, Blockfront built a freaking Pelican. I'm really excited about it.
Nice work, man.
Nice.
I remember you hemming and hawing about whether or not you're going to pick it up, and you did, and you don't regret it.
So when are you buying the second one?
So, Colin.
You got to build Fort Perkins, man. Let's go.
Fort Perkins.
Tom, how about you? What have you been up to?
I'm going to be sinful right now.
Oh, it's show and tell for everybody. I don't think
I have been getting very into my Lego Star Wars again.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Same.
So
that's blocks.
Kick him off the show.
Building up my... I'm really into The Mandalorian at the moment. I've never been into the original trilogy that much, but The Mandalorian's really done it for me.
Okay.
So I've got a bunch of Imperial minifigures. They're like Stormtroopers and Death Troopers. There's a custom figure of Moff Gideon in here as well.
Nice.
Then I've been building up a bunch of Mandos as well. So I now have got 6 of the Death Watch Mandos from Clone Wars.
Nice.
And then loads of other ones as well.
Yeah,
so...
my brother has 13.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if any go missing, it wasn't me.
Did you get the new pack too? They have a new Mando pack. Or
yes,
you just
the one with the 4.
Yeah, the 4.
Just got brick arms for one of those figures the other day and a new pair of legs. So 3 out of 4 figures in that set have got printed legs, and then 1 doesn't.
Yeah.
So I got some new legs for him, which are like 360 degrees printed.
Wow.
Go on, Matt.
If you're looking for a really good printed Mandalorian figure with like the printed legs, get the lady from Rebels. I don't know what her name is. Sabine. Yeah, she's got an awesome design.
Hold up, since we're going full show and tell here.
Oh boy.
Let me get him out.
Colin's gonna kick us off.
Right at the bottom of the Mando bag here, so it's gonna go everywhere. But come out. There we go. So this is the one I got.
Ooh,
if I grab my torch.
That's the official Mando, or that's just one of them?
This is one of them from the full pack. And
okay, you completely disappeared.
Yeah.
We believe you, Tom, even though we can't see him.
And then beyond that, I have ordered the Ghost from next year's.
Yeah. When is that supposed to come for you?
January the 17th.
Okay. Jeez, that's like a month out from when you ordered it, huh?
Yeah.
That's
well,
wild.
welcome to living in the UK, Colin. Try it sometime.
Welcome to the UK, love.
Yeah, honestly, I don't recommend it over here. Don't try it.
Yeah, that's why we left back in those 100 years ago.
Yeah. A couple hundred years ago. All right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're like,
It was
no
'cause
shipping.
We
We're
knew
out.
we knew the distribution was gonna be rough over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Eventually.
All you guys have is tea over there, and we're like, nah.
Matt, I don't even like tea.
And you call yourself a
I
Brit.
drink coffee. I don't like tea.
Oh, boy.
Since I'm just finishing packing them away, there's the official. Come on. There's the official Mando.
Yeah.
Nice. There he is.
They're coming out with a new one January 1st with the new
And I'm
Beskar.
going to be buying it alongside the Razor Crest. So,
Yep.
Mega, I love you, but Mandalorian is the way right now.
Oh,
Matt,
boy.
how about you? What have you been doing?
Okay, so like Tom, I've definitely been delving into some Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
I did buy myself some Christmas presents. I
Nice.
do.
Got to.
So I bought myself the Rise of Skywalker Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Have you
So
put
I
it
have
together?
that wrapped up. No, actually, I'm gonna build it on Christmas.
Love it.
I have because usually my family we just kind of like sit around and not really do much. So I figured.
Yeah, you
and
probably don't have
now-
kids in the family
okay,
at all
so
yet, like little ones anywhere? Everybody's grown?
No, my family's
Yeah.
Italian, so it's cash, right? You get cash on your birthday, you get cash on your Christmas.
Is that right?
So it's in like a little white little envelope cash. That's it. So you really have nothing else to do.
Wait, has that happened? Have you always gotten cash? Like when you were 4 years old?
No,
you had
when I was
full-
little, no, no, when I was little,
this is Christmas and not
my
like a drug deal.
my parents used to buy me. Well, my dad's Italian, but my parents used to buy me Legos and stuff growing up. But now now that I'm older, they're like, we're not even. You're a grown man. We're
pick
not
what
even
you
buying
want.
you toys.
Here's some
Yeah,
money.
we're not buying
Would
you
they
toys
be
anymore.
disappointed
Yeah.
in this podcast?
Yeah. So I got that, and then I got the 501st Troop Pack,
Okay, yeah.
which is awesome because if you look, the printed faces on the clones actually look like Tamara Morrison now, which is awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then going back to Halo, I got myself a second Pelican.
You did.
I did. Yeah,
Nice.
it was so
Man, give me some time to catch up.
on Amazon. On Amazon, it was the price had dropped down to like 118.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, oh, awesome. So I put in the cart, and then it said you have a coupon, $25 off coupon. So I put the coupon
Under
to
100
it.
bones.
Yeah, hold on. And then I had some credit card points that I'd saved up from buying other, and so I ended up getting this Pelican for about $75.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The only sad thing about this story is when I got the box,
That's
the
whack.
box was really beat up. So I'm a little
okay.
disappointed about that, but I'm gonna
Well,
be
you-
ripping that box open.
Yeah,
anyway.
you're gonna build Fort Salvatore, so you're gonna be good.
Yeah, Fort Salvatore. Yeah.
And then,
I'll
Gabe,
probably-
we're sharing a tent instead of a fort.
Okay.
But yeah,
Very
so I was
cool.
happy to grab another Pelican. You know,
Nice. Good
actually
work,
pay
man.
for this one this time. You know.
So for me, I've actually gotten into Transformers recently. This is my last show, so we will turn it over to Tom, and I'll just turn my camera off. No, it's Transformers
So
is
you got a
a
better host now.
yeah. I won't talk about that, but that's a deep rabbit hole that I probably shouldn't even get into. But no, I did get the Banished Ghost as well, so that's coming.
Nice.
I think it'd probably be here maybe a little before yours, Tom, but they did push it back from the original delivery date, so we'll see. Tail end of December, early January is when it's going to be here.
Mine's changed.
It changed.
Don't ask why I'm on Amazon right now, but mine has changed. The Pelican talk was getting to me, okay? Mine has changed to arriving Thursday, December 31st.
No.
Hey,
Okay,
there you go.
All right. Well, we'll hope that happens. Hopefully, we'll see a review from you soon. Other than that, I've little odds and ends. I ended up splitting a lot with Bovie again because he's in my neck of the woods, and I've not built anything from the lot, but it's just sitting there because I don't know. I just haven't been motivated to do that yet. So anyway, let's get into the main topic of the show. A recap. So I did a little fun little write-up, so I'll just go through this. 2020 may go down in history as one of the worst years in mankind, but it actually was pretty good for Mega Construx, right?
This is true.
With the new Halo Infinite line being announced and made available in concert with improved distribution, manifesting at retailers by the second half of the year. There's a lot of things to be excited about. So let's take a look back at the year that was. And what we're going to do, I'm going to talk about the shelf at the beginning of the year, and then I'm going to talk about the shelf at the end of the year, and then we're going to kind of go through all of the months. We're going to talk about kind of the Halo news that trickled out throughout each month, and then we're going to talk about us a little bit. We'll just talk about what shows we did, and then some community highlights too. And we're not going to get everything right, so it's actually next year will be easier because if we keep doing the show, we will keep doing the show. I'll just be able to go back and look at our show talking about what came out. But this year I was like going through Twitter feeds and like trying to figure out like what happened then. It was so it was a little messy. But next year I can just review our shows and then we'll have everything down that way.
Yeah. Because we did such a great job of covering everything,
Well, I think so. I mean, it was like, because we usually talk about like what we just did, right? The beginning of the show. It's like, what have you been up to? And so I'll know that January 1st, or actually December 31st is when Tom got his Banished Ghost. We can cover that.
If it doesn't happen now, I'm going to hold you personally accountable.
So at the beginning of the year, January, I think all the way back, January 2020.
Can't believe it.
I can't remember that time. That's when you could actually go out and hang out with people.
Live.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Not that I ever did that before.
I know. I was an introvert then. I'm an introvert now.
Right, exactly.
Gym was open. Class was still going.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys in the States could buy Mega stuff in stores.
Well, so in stores, Walmart was bare at the time. Walmart had gone completely out. There may have been a couple still holding on, but the majority of Walmarts had just not carried Mega Construx anymore. Yeah. So if you walked into Walmart, they weren't there. Dollar General had some stuff in the States, so there were some random heroes that you could find there, some troop packs, and then some of the older customizer packs, like the Spartan customizer packs were in there. Maybe a couple of little odds and ends. Target had the anniversary blind bags. Heroes 9 anniversary heroes, and then also Heroes Series 11 was also out at the time. So you could grab a variety of heroes. The exosuits, that was the main one of the main offerings. Yep. I remember there was a big scramble to grab all 3 exosuits. The Battle of the Ark Master Chief, that was at Target because that's an exclusive there. That big statue. Right. And then Warthog Run was still on shelves, where you could get the two hunters, and then some armor packs and power packs were out there. And those were kind of the $6.99. I think we had those in our holiday guide. Those are mostly gone away from the shelves now, but you might be able to find some.
Actually, I don't believe Oh yeah, it was the anniversary Warthog. Never mind, I got confused. I was thinking of the Infinite Warthog.
And then, so the other shelf is online. Main shelf is online, Amazon. So, and you can find stuff at Ollie. There's all sorts of stuff you can find, like older stuff. So this is kind of like the newer offerings. But then Amazon had similar offering. There's nothing exclusive on Amazon, and you can grab. That's where you can grab random stuff. Sometimes you'll find a price drop on something, and you got to grab it. Otherwise, it's listed for like $250, and you're like, "What is going on?"
Amazon's weird like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I take
You can get ripped off and find a great deal on the same shopping cart.
Exactly.
I think right around the start of the year was when that Hannibal Mantis wave was still available, and then it suddenly shot up in price.
Oh, okay.
Because I was looking at that Mantis for ages, and then it went to like $200, and I was like, no, okay, I'm not getting it.
Yeah, somebody probably had those available. They listed them all on Amazon, and then when they went off, then it went to the next person or whatever. So anyway, we'll have a discussion about eBay and Amazon at some point, I think. We haven't really gone down that path. But in terms of news, not a whole lot. I didn't pick up anything in January. And then as we go through this, Tom is going to go through kind of our community highlights. And so it's a little light at the beginning of the year, but then we get into more stuff. So hopefully we'll touch on some of the key community members that have been out there creating content. So the one for January, Tom, I have this guy named Pure Genius Lego.
Oh, I didn't even click that we'd got onto it already. Yeah. So I'm really with it for today's show.
He's just checking Amazon
This guy named Pure Genius Lego. I don't know who he is, but
sounds like a pretty talented guy, though.
I think he might have some wrong opinions about signature sets, to be honest. So Matt, since you're here, why don't you talk about it? So Colin's put down the Halo Wars video. Go ahead.
Oh,
take it away if you remember
my Halo Wars video. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I remember doing that. Actually, that was the. I remember when I was taking the photos for that that video, I was actually listening to Podcast Evolved.
Yeah.
On that show. And so that's what I usually did, and why I got into podcast listening to it is because during stop motion, you can't really watch TV or anything because it takes your mind off it. So I started listening to Halo stuff while I did Halo videos and stuff. And so I think I eventually, after I was finished, I think I tagged you guys. I think I tagged Colin.
Yeah,
because I know in the Mission Debrief, which was actually the first show that I started with Podcast Evolved, I tagged him because he said that he was a Construx guy. So I think that's where we actually kind of met.
That was a good move. That's right.
Yeah.
And then I do remember going, and you had a little podcast going for a while too, right?
I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did. It was a quick little thing. It's actually kind of. It's a stepping stone to a greater podcast. Yeah.
Right.
I was just by myself, and it just kind of, once you talk to yourself for a while, it's just kind of boring. But yeah. It's pretty crazy. Thanks for putting me on this community, though. I mean,
yeah,
I was highlighted. Yeah, I remember that video. Actually, that video got dinged for the music I used in the background.
Oh,
yeah. So I instead of pulling the video, I just did. YouTube has this thing that scrubs the music out, and it kind of messes with the audio. So the audio is a little weird now.
Okay.
But gotcha. I was still learning back then with how I was doing things. It's a little slower now. The videos that I put on Podcast Evolved's channel, the framing's a lot better, and the motion is a lot more fluid. So going back, I still appreciate them. I obviously kind of, as a designer, you kind of look at the craft and you're like, you just look at all your flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. But I mean, a year ago, that wasn't that long ago, right? But that's when
I know.
That's when I found that. So I wanted to highlight that for you. I thought that was fun. All right, go ahead.
I've got a quick. Do you all mind if I cover the news and sets for February?
Yeah, go for it.
Or at least the stuff about the New York Toy Fair, because
why don't you take that?
I worked on that. I focused on a lot of that stuff. But.
Okay. Go Pikachu, go!
Go for it, sir. We're in February now.
All right, so in February, I think it's the second to last week of February, the 22nd to the 25th, there was the New York Toy Fair, which is typically in past years where Mega announces all of their sets for the rest of the year, mainly the summer line, because you do have like the fall winter wave. But this year, Mega reached out to me, I think in late January, early February, and they wanted to see if I would like to collaborate with them to reveal one of the upcoming sets for the summer line, which
super cool, man.
was super cool.
Yeah.
But they reached out and we went through, all of the rules and the stipulations and how to go about it. And then New York Toy Fair weekend, which was, like I said, this 22nd to the 25th, they sent me the photos and the directions of how to post, and I actually got to reveal the UNSC Halo Infinite Warthog set.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And I was really, really excited for that.
Also known as the Aqua Hog.
Also known as the Aqua Hog. Featured
Jason
alongside...
Momoa drives that.
Right. Featured alongside that set, I believe Dan, or Green Skull, he revealed the Pelican, and Ubernick revealed the UNSC Mongoose set.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. In addition to the initial...
Those were awesome.
With the initial reveal of those sets during the Toy Fair, Kevin, MCX, he posted on the website, he posted some additional info about the Pelican, such as like the build of it and how it can split apart, and what it works into is more of just a vehicle. And he also he added some details about the Mongoose, because this Mongoose, along with the Warthog, actually completely new build for the axles and for the wheels.
Yep.
So he posted a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was an exciting time. That was lots of conversations and speculation and all that sort of stuff right around there.
How many messages did you get asking what figures came with the Warthog?
It was a lot.
Did you know what figures came?
My phone that day was vibrating just constantly.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time the figures or not? He's still on embargo. Embargo ends in 2021. Okay.
I don't know.
I see how it is. You can tell us the aftermath.
Right. Exactly.
So, moving into the community to cover for you, Gabe. I got you back. You can tell me after.
Sheesh.
We got Brickman 117's Ultimate Pelican overview, and I feel like for a lot of us, so up until this point, I had kind of always seen Brickman as kind of the reviewer to go to, because he was the only person at the time doing like really sort of, I want to say like crisp studio grade reviews where it's kind of like that clinical backdrop, that high quality look. And this kind of then propelled him to more the status I feel he's got now as sort of a mega builder, where it was kind of that first big project where he's showed something that he had visualized from the start through to the end, and then actually got to like compare it to actual official sets and give us a proper breakdown of it. And there is a little note here. That video is currently at 141,000 views, which is probably one of the biggest bits of mega content that's gone out in 2020, if not the biggest bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jane Brick still does some stuff, so he'll do his thing, and I would say he's on that similar par. But Brickman has been up and coming, and I think this really propelled him a little bit more into the spotlight, and the stuff he's putting out now is great, and we love following him.
I think the awesome thing about Brickman's reviews is that knowing how awesome of a designer he is, and that the whole Pelican idea, it's kind of nice to see his review of sets from his perspective as a builder. It kind of like if he says this is a solid build or this is an interestingly awesome design, you kind of feel like it definitely carries more weight with me. Instead of, because of how he's been able to build stuff that I'd never be able to,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get into March. March is when the Master Chief vs. Arbiter 2-pack dropped.
What a good set.
Is that right? I mean, so I went through some Twitter feeds, and I think that's when people were starting to find that. It feels like a long time ago, but I guess. What else is on there? Kevin MCX shared some about the new assault rifle design. And how it's compatible with muzzle flashes now, and doing the ammo counter as well, which was cool, and it's kind of the detachment, replaceable parts, whatnot. The new Jackal molds were announced at the same time, so that's kind of playing off of the Toy Fair announcement. If you remember the Toy Fair, they had that big setup. Was it? Who had the video
for the toy set? For the Toy Fair setup, they only used old generation Covenant figures molded in black, because at this point in time there was still an embargo. They weren't allowed to speak about the actual figures. And I actually remember in the community there was an insane amount of frustration because people saw, I think that at the time they were only allowed to show like 3 of the sets, which was the Mongoose, the Warthog, and the Pelican. People were like, why is it, what do you mean? It's such a small line. And then with the figures, they did actually show the new Marines. That was the first time that we had ever seen the new Marines, but they didn't show any of the video. Covenant, and a lot of people were really frustrated.
Because people were trying to figure out what Infinite is, right? So they
because we wanted to know why, but then later in March they went ahead on MCX and they actually revealed the Jackals, which were later included with the Warthog.
So I'll tell you an interesting bit of trivia here. At the Toy Fair, they did actually reveal the helmet from the Marine gear pack, because they were all wearing the white helmets with blue goggles instead of the brown ones with gold goggles. And actually, if you take a look at the back of the sample boxes that we got for Pelican Inbound, the Recon Getaway on the back of that box has got white helmets instead of brown ones. So I think at some point, a lot more of the Marines were going to have white helmets.
Interesting. So you're saying maybe they updated the packaging at some
neat
point
little
too.
Neat observation.
I'm glad they made that change. I don't know if I would have liked the white helmets.
No, I agree fully. There was something else I was going to say on the subject of that, but I think this might be about the time we started doing videos, if not April. But I know I started out by doing a video on each exosuit, and then I did the Arbiter in Chief 2-pack.
So that you're a little ahead of yourself. That's in April. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Stick to the script, sir. Come on. I got it all down.
The year feels like so long. Okay, so...
we were having conversations in March, though.
Yeah.
I think we had connected because Matt had tagged me in that stop motion, and then somehow along the lines, I think I found your photography and was like, hey, you should like post this somewhere like on Halopedia or something like that, and like this should be promoted professionally. And like, yeah, it already is. I'm like, oh, okay.
And just a week before that, Tom had messaged me about my original podcast, and he said I'd love to be on. And so we were working with something, and then Colin comes in, and we're just like, throw that aside, and we just started working with that. I remember being at work.
I was still flying solo as G Customs Creations. I was I was hanging out, making figures.
I didn't even know. Listening to Mission Debrief.
Yeah.
So with this whole thing, it was kind of, I can remember it now. So like I was talking about earlier, when I first came back into the Halo community, I wanted to reach out to a lot of different people to see where I could make content, because I had no idea what to do. And so that was when we started talking, I think, Matt.
Yeah.
And then obviously you slowly factored into this. But I can remember the whole time. So me and Gabe go way back, and I've known Gabe for years.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't realise that I was the same Tom. He thought I was somebody else entirely.
Clue.
And then a few months later, I was just like, oh, by the way, do you remember when this happened? And he was like, what?
You were that, Tom?
Yeah.
Because Tom and I met on Facebook back when, like, 2014.
You didn't realize he was Tom Jurassic?
Like, long time ago.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, ages ago. So that was cool. Yeah.
Funny.
Well, I threw myself into, like, the podcast Evolved, and I would listen to them. And I wasn't really big into the Halo community. Obviously, like, on social media, I'm more of a DC guy. You guys know that because, all my DC stuff. But
thanks for adding that knowledge to my Twitter.
All the DC spam, yeah. But I really started getting involved with the Sacred Icon Halo show.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome. So I was kind of there listening to them when they started. And I think that's how we connected, is because you followed them. And I think we kind of met through them, some mutual friends.
Yeah, so I think we first recorded in March, but we didn't publish until April. But anyway, let's talk about community stuff in March.
Yeah, so community, the two here are just things that we've thrown into this month. They don't necessarily fit in there, but it just made sense. We still have something to talk about. So the first is Simon at the SS Motion. Came back and rebranded to the Domain, and he's been making Mega Construx content since then.
He's been a busy dude.
He's got a Christmas Toymation going on at the moment, which Mega are involved in. So head over and check that out if you're doing stop motion work. Matt, you might want to enter that.
Yeah, I was thinking about entering that.
Yeah. And then also I wanted to just give a general shout out to people on the Mega Construx forums. Or the Mega Construx Unboxed app, because whenever we put a show up, I try and post the thumbnail graphic on there just to let people know, and there's always the same kind of people interacting with that stuff. So we've got Player, King Castle Sieger, Spartan Z19, Clone ODST 56, 81 Setter _ Data, I hope I said that right, Space Camper, Who the Cares, and everyone else over there who supported the show. I think it's been really well received on the forums, and it's really cool when we see comments on YouTube of you guys actually taking the time out to come over, because obviously there's not a URL there. I can't post a URL on the forums.
Right.
Oh, is that right?
You have to go through the effort of looking for the show. So it means a lot to us that you're actually willing to go out of your way to do that.
Yeah, many thanks, guys. Many thanks.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone from the forums who continues to support the show.
Awesome. Yeah,
Definitely.
Good shout-outs. Thank you. So for April, let's see here. Now, we exist in April, so we'll cover that in a second. But I wanted to talk about the news. So Clash in the Ring blind bags were available. I remember placing my order on Entertainment Earth. I got the box from them. That was the first time I'd ever done that, of the blind bags.
I've always wanted to do that.
Well, I figure, because I had been grabbing a bunch of blind bags as I go, and I probably spend as much as I would just for a box, because it's like, I'll grab a couple of these, Maybe I forgot how many I have of this one, so I'll grab this one. So over time, I probably spend $100 on the blind bags anyway. So I got the full box. So that was nice just to be done with it. Plus, it was the start of the pandemic stuff, so I didn't have to go hunt either, and because that was a weird thing where everybody's wiping down stuff as they got into the house, all that stuff, the quarantine.
I'm not feeling for what figure it is. I'm wiping it down, I swear.
Exactly. So those came out, and we started to talk about what those look like. We do have a show coming up here. We don't talk about that until May. But the Warthog suspension was revealed by Kevin over at Mega Construx, and that was like an interesting talk point. Like, ooh, look what they did, something different here, quite a bit different than what we're used to. The pilot was revealed, and I remember having a conversation with you, Tom, specifically because I think you were looking at the reveal photos. And you were saying like his
sleeves.
Yeah, you saw the short sleeves, right? And you're like, I bet you that's the pilot from the demo. Sure enough, it was. So we still don't know his name as of today, but it's just the pilot.
Lieutenant Perkins.
He better have the best name on this planet. I swear.
It
it better be something that just rolls right off.
I still call him Brohammer.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up calling him that forever.
The new Hunter details. Oh, he also included the banished color. I don't know if they officially called it the banished Hunter.
No,
but it's the Hunter with banished colors.
Yeah.
And then we launched in April. I think our first show was April 15th. So that's when we published our first show. I know we recorded in March, and we were having conversations leading up to that. So our first show, we did our favorite official characters. So obviously tied in, we try to keep it lore relevant. So we were tying in with Podcast Evolved, talking about what characters actually exist in the Halo universe and which they've created on the Mega side of things. And then we also did the Infinite first look as well, because that's when we were getting more and more information about the Infinite sets, and we had a fun chat about that. One other thing I dropped in here was that was the Palmer Strike. I think it was your first stop motion video that you dropped on the channel as well as Palmer Strike, and I was all about that because I'm a Palmer fan.
Yeah, so, that's right. Yeah.
So there's a little series on our channel if you want to go check that out. I think there's like 2 or 3 maybe that feature.
Yeah, there's 3. Yeah,
3.
The third one's the best.
Oh yeah,
I put a lot of work into that one.
Yeah, that one's got a banshee in it. Is that one?
Yeah, it's got a banshee. I did a lot with the lava.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You can tell Colin's been studying that part.
It's got like 600 views and about 500 are me.
Yeah, that's when
different accounts.
Yeah, those were in the early days of the stop motion. I'm glad to see a little bit of it picked up a lot more later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, any community shoutouts?
Yeah, on the community front, Brickman debuted the
He's
Shadow
back.
of Intent mock. And I don't know if he built the New Mombasa base for it at the same time or if that came later. But it's
I think that's the same time.
I think it's the same time he built it. All at once.
It's a really cool scaled mock of obviously the Arbiter
it's beautiful.
ship. Alongside New Mombasa. I think it was on fire in the mock, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was glassing.
Arbiter's
it was
ship,
glassing.
Or is that Regret's ship? That's Regret's ship, right?
Is it?
It's not the Arbiters.
Because it's over New Mombasa, right? And then Regret skedaddles.
Well, I just got fired.
Tom, you were never getting renewed anyway.
Wait,
2020 was
exactly. We're gonna announce at the end of the show.
I'm sitting thinking now. Oh no! What is the Arbiter ship's name?
That's a. Yeah, I can't think of it right now either. That's where he killed billions of people, right? Because he was the fleet master.
Fleet
right?
master, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Chief should put him down just because.
Tom's gonna look that up and he'll report back.
I am right now.
All right, so
I don't actually
in May, I didn't have a lot of news in May. I think that was a pretty slow month in general for news and sets.
It was just one of the in-betweens.
A lot of it was kind of leading up to what we thought was E3, and I think E3 had gotten canceled, and then we just didn't have.
It was
a lot.
when
And we
everything
knew that the
was
embargo
falling
was
apart.
coming up too, for when they could reveal more about the Mega Construx sets themselves. So, Tom, you're very close to the camera now. Did you find out what it is?
Halopedia. Shadow of Intent is a Kerrol pattern CAS class assault carrier of the Swords of Sanghelios, formerly assigned to the Covenant fleet, commanded by Shipmaster Ritus Verdum, aka Shipmaster. It is the ship that Arbiter has in Halo 3.
Right, but that's
not the Arbiter.
Ritas. That's not. Yeah, Ritas is the.
No, okay. In Halo 2, Shadow of Intent was Arbiter's ship, and he was demoted to the Arbiter. Then in Halo 3, Artas is in command of that ship. So when Arbiter and the humans defeat the Flood, when Arbiter goes back on the ship and you see him at the end cutscene, it's now his ship again.
that wasn't the Arbiter's personal ship. That was, see, if you look, if it was under Ratas.
Urtas. So wait, so
there have been
Urtas?
3 ways
So
y'all
wait a
have
minute, was the
pronounced
mock-
his name.
hold on. So was the mock of when Urtas came back to Mombasa and started cleansing the flood, or was the mock of prior to that? Like, so was the mock Halo 3 or was the mock Halo 2? Brickman, I think we need clarification.
Yeah.
Sounds like Halo 2 when...
I think it was Halo 2 because it's New Mombasa.
Yeah, it sounds like Halo 2.
Yeah.
In Halo 3, you're on the outskirts, right? I mean, Halo 3, you're on the...
I mean, Halo 3, you're in
Voy, but also a little
Yeah.
in Mombasa. You go back, that's where they are, right?
I always thought it was a Halo 2 mock. I could be wrong.
That's
there.
what I thought too. All right. Well,
But so then it's not...
so boring that we're debating this.
Hold on. So Shadow of Intent was a ship in the Arbiter's fleet, but it wasn't his personal ship.
Uh-oh, looks like Tom figured it out.
It's not meant to be the Shadow of Intent in the glassing mock. It's just
Yeah.
Mombasa getting glassed by a Covenant ship. So the Shadow of Intent is the standalone build, and then the Mombasa base plate is a Covenant ship glassing
We just
Mombasa.
wasted all of this time.
It wasn't wasted. We found out who... Oh, maybe it was
We've
wasted.
clarified some things. Okay, so he just used that in the mock of Mombasa.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
All
I
right.
stand by the fact it's Arbiter's ship.
Wait, when did the Covenant glass New Mombasa? They didn't glass it in Halo 2.
They
opened a
were
slip
attacking
space
it.
portal.
Halo 2, isn't it?
But they never glassed it, so it has
They
to be a
didn't fully
Halo 3
glass
mock.
it, no.
It has to be a Halo 3 mock then. Because the ship left in a slip space rupture,
Yeah.
and they never glassed it.
it's-
So it has to be a Halo 3 mock.
It would be during the invasion of Void,
Earth.
surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is that one ship that you can see off in the distance that's coming in Halo
Yeah.
3 when you're making your
I'm
way
trying to
on
think
that.
about ODST's timeline, because ODST's like sitting between the
Yeah,
two, isn't
that's
it?
what I meant. Yeah.
So it's
Alright.
probably ODST.
All right, let's
ODST
move
should
on.
be Halo
Let's move on.
2.5, not Halo 3.
So, and of course, I should know this, right? Because I played all the games of Mission to Be Your Foot. My memory's terrible. So
Well, we
reference
got that all
Halo P.
figured out.
We'll clarify that at a different date. So,
So Matt will tidy this segment up for those of you listening to it.
yes, he will. Absolutely. So
I'm just gonna leave it all
slow
in.
May month, obviously. But in terms of builds with blocks, we had our Clash in the Ring blind bag review, which I mentioned earlier. We had our Brickman 117 interview. Speaking of,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we probably asked him about that.
He's
during the
popular.
interview.
We're going to have to start
Brickman's
giving him
the
royalties.
And
Brickman's
then
awesome.
We also had Sal on. He was the next interview.
Yeah.
Sal from
Yeah.
Halo
Hey,
Life.
my man.
And we had to split that into 2 videos. I don't know if you guys remember that because we
Yeah.
talked so long because we talked about Sal and kind of his history in the
It's like
Halo
2.5
community.
hours, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I think each one is just under an hour. So
That was the first episode that I edited for the show.
Right.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. Tom's
Tom
like,
dipped
looks
after
at
that.
the...
He's like, all right, I'm out. You take this one.
Tom looked at the timestamp on that and he's like, I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we
that was
did
the
the
first
new
one.
set ideas in that. That was the main topic with
Yep.
Sal.
Yeah.
And
That
there
was a lot
bunch
of fun.
stuff
I'd
that
like
came
to
out.
revisit that. That was a ton of fun.
We talked about the Halo ring that actually eventually came
Yeah.
out, and I don't think
Yeah. You
Sal
called
had
it.
any idea about it either. So that was a prediction.
I also called it Turret.
So in the community feature, we have Redline Construx, who was featured in the Halo Spotlight for a custom Halo Reach Brute Captain figure. All of us, I think, could say that we really, really, really want to see the Halo Reach Brutes
Yeah.
eventually made into figures someday. So shout out to Redline Construx. He's a very, very, very close friend of mine. I've worked with him on that Brute. We've worked together on other figures. He's a super cool guy. So if you don't follow him already, follow him at Redline Construx on Instagram and Twitter. Awesome customizer, good friend.
Good
Nice.
shout. Good shout.
That's
All right, let's
beautiful. Nice one.
move to June. Still slow news, but Halo Heroes Series 12 was first spotted.
So good.
And they were probably just trickling out into the and this was, remember that series has nobody named it. I mean, that's the series that's on shelves now,
Right.
because of embargo stuff and all that. So that was first spotted in June. Man, it's been a while. And then the Banshee was revealed also. They started showing us a little bit more about the banished Banshee and the chunkiness that it is.
I can't let that go.
Two
Huh?
C's.
It's a beefy boy.
You
Builds
pay
with
for
blocks.
that things only fans.
We did our Ultimate Warthog guide.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like that episode.
I missed it. But we did our Ultimate Warthog guide. And so the only Warthog we didn't include, we included all of them, but we didn't include the Infinite one because we didn't have that yet. So we'll probably have to do a new...
That's number 1.
It probably is, right?
It has to be.
Gabe, what's your take on the new Warthog? Is it the best Warthog?
It's either that or the Anniversary Warthog for me.
We had the Anniversary Hog in there. It was up there, but Matt, you
Warthog
didn't like that
Run?
one as well, right?
The Warthog Run? Oh, I liked it. I think the only problem I had with it was that the dimensions were a little different. It was a little
stouter,
beefier.
Right?
Yeah, it was a little wide. Looked like an RC car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go check
Mega
that out.
made everything a little bigger.
Then we also covered off on the Halo Heroes We Need. And so that was a fun one about,
R.I.P. Miranda.
I actually remember you all did a community question for that, and that's one of the first times I ever interacted with you all, was I responded to that question, and you put my response in the episode, and I was like, okay.
Do you remember what you said?
I think I either said Shipmaster or the Librarian or something like that.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah, I was trying to convince Tom and Colin to cut that comment. I'm like, no, we don't need that comment.
At this point, did you recognize the accent, Gabe?
It was, I don't know, maybe.
It's very distinct.
Any community
stuff?
Yeah,
on the community front, we have got Eggsy OK or just Eggsy. And this is somebody who pops up all the time. Colin, I know you said you've seen them on Discord.
Yep.
I know I think
he's out of Instagram.
They might follow me on. And they're always interacting with stuff, really positive part of the community.
Absolutely.
They focus mainly on creating bite-sized stop motions, and in Colin's words, they are fantastic. So make sure to go and give them a follow and
they are fantastic
and show them some support.
Yeah. Eggsy's good. It's like little tiny snippets. Like he's telling a little story and he's just showing you, a couple seconds of it.
Eggsy's awesome.
Yeah, they usually have good humor in it too. So wanted to do a shout out for him. Let's move on to July. Woo! I got a long list.
July
here.
was packed.
All right, here we go.
Happy birthday!
All right, so we got Master Chief versus the Brute Warrior. So that 2-pack came out. We have the, let's see here, and then the Halo Infinite embargo lifted on July 1st. Yeah. So we finally got to talk about all the new stuff. I put on here the Lock Helmet versus Hyperius rumor. Remember how that's when we finally saw Hyperius.
Aaron loved that rumor.
Well, yeah, because that first day on July 1st, Mega did a photo dump online on all their socials, and they released all of the summer sets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was fun to... Well, it's still speculation. Who knows? We don't know yet.
Yeah, that's true.
What's going on.
True.
Let's see. We saw the Halo Infinite gameplay itself.
Let's
hold that conversation for a second. So we might want to... we can talk about that. Why don't we talk about that at the end of the show?
Right.
If we're not running too long, we can talk about that a little bit. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusive came out. That came out at the same time as the gameplay demo.
That was stressful.
By the way. And so if you watched our live stream of that, I'm trying to order it on the live stream. And I got shut out by the bots.
I got 3 of them.
Ooh,
Jerk.
Very nice. And Matt got 2, and he sent me one. And
man.
He saved me. That's right. He saved me.
Hey,
True
happy
friend.
to help.
True friend right there.
Yeah. Take note, Tom.
He was going to. He was going to ship it international.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jeez,
so that must have cost a
The turret takedown was revealed at the same time. So that's the Dollar General exclusive, that little $10 thing. And
I genuinely don't remember that one getting revealed. I
it just kind of showed up.
Any promo
it just started popping up.
And they said that it was exclusive to Dollar General. The other one is these are the ones that I still don't have: the combat unit and the mercenary combat unit. So the UNSC combat and
never seen them.
Those are in Canada.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about these the other day, and they said maybe give it a couple of months and then check your Dollar Generals.
Okay.
Because they made the point of saying if you now at Dollar General actually you can get the Spartan 4 versus Covenant battle pack, can't you? Which is like the 2
I haven't even seen it.
in.
I haven't seen it.
What armor is it? Like the Elite Rangers versus the 2 green Spartans. That's on shelves right now.
Yep.
So my friend was saying they're a bit behind with stock, so they'll probably have them at some point into the new year.
Yeah, Dollar General's always a little bit behind on their stuff.
With Dollar General, the one in my area, a lot of the sets that they have right now are on clearance.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're getting rid of the old stuff to bring in the new.
Yeah, to get the new stuff in.
Yep.
I mean, if they pop up, guys, can you help out your UK friends?
They're the only retailer that carries Call of Duty right now too, and maybe
Really?
True.
They have.
Call of Duty line in general is weird.
I've seen Call of Duty at Walmart.
What sets?
I've
seen Heroes. I've seen
the Heroes.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's all
There's
I've seen those crates. They're like the shipping container crates at Dollar General. Yeah. Tom's Show and Tell.
Yeah, one of those. Yep.
Yeah, I want to get one of those just because they're cool.
This is
I grabbed a
enough,
couple
a
of them,
knockoff one.
They're pretty
They
cool.
haven't done one in this color. It's a knockoff, but yeah, not advocating for that on the show, guys.
Just cut that right
snip,
out.
snip.
Jeez, Tom.
All right, so I'll do our shows really quick. We had the Gabe episode 8.
Hey!
How to customize figures. That was
What
the
a good
first show.
episode. That was a lot of
Look
fun.
at this. Like, apparently all you got to do is talk to us like a month before, or after you talk to us, then we'll have you on the show. Apparently.
Yep,
Exactly. Hey.
I remember that was a lot of fun doing that episode because Gabe was super awesome, sending me all the photos for doing the editing on that. So I appreciate that. I remember we had tons of conversations about. He's like, "You want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, send it." He's like, "You want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, send it." We just had this like
Hey, I have a
this
backlog.
whole DM chat. This
Can
whole
you do
DM
that
chat
Gabe
of us.
impression again.
Send it.
Then
no,
we
that
did,
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Gabe, we planted the seeds, right? We're like, who's this Gabe guy?
I remember we had conversations about having him full time even then. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were scouting you, and then
We were talking
then we had
about you
the
a lot, Gabe.
we had the Jan episode. So we had our first
Yeah.
official Mega Construx
Awesome.
episode, and that was a really good fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Fun conversation.
Yeah.
Got some behind the scenes stuff, trying to understand how it works because it's all speculation. We're all fans.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know how the business works, and so it was fun to get some insights from him. And yeah, I think overall it was really well received from the community too.
Yeah, for sure.
It was good for Jan to talk about like the distribution stuff that people have been frustrated about, and just kind of say it's we're working on it, and by the end of the year, like you can tell, like they have been working on it, and it's a lot better than it's been.
It's really cool that at the time we were a relatively young show. It was really awesome that he took the time to sit down with us and talk with us. Pretty awesome.
Yep.
I hope it proves useful having that kind of platform because I think, and Colin, you'll probably agree with this because I know you work in marketing as well. It's very easy when you're constantly text-based to not necessarily get over what you're trying to say and to kind of try and communicate but not be able to have that kind of degree of candidacy that you would like with people where you can be a lot more candid about it. So I think in that regard, that episode was good because it kind of gave Jan an opportunity to just do that with the whole community.
Yeah.
And I think they really appreciated kind of just how transparent he was willing to be.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing.
That's why I say people should discuss things over podcasts, not on Twitter when they only have like so many characters.
I'm not sure I want a podcast about Brexit.
So anyway, go check that out if you haven't already. Community stuff. What do you got there, Tom?
So community at this point, there's quite a few different things. One person who's been prevalent throughout is Spiteful 1252.
Yeah.
1252.
Awesome guy.
I think Gabe, you might know. Doesn't he go by Spiteful 117 on some places now?
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah. So his photo Believe made it into the spotlight, which is a really, really great piece of photography. But just in general, he does really, really cool photography, mainly on Instagram and also the Mega Construx forums. He's an admin on one of the Facebook groups as well, I think. And he's just really engaged, really passionate, always supporting different content that's out there. So he's a really good kind of figurehead in the community to go away and follow. Along a similar vein, somebody who really inspired me when I was first starting out with my mega photography again is Red Construx. This person in particular has a real talent for doing practical physical effects with things like dirt and that kind of stuff. But also doing really, really gorgeous edits with visors where they look like they're lighting up. but it's done to like a degree I don't think I'd ever achieve. So they're really cool, and they made it into the Halo Spotlight that month as well. Then another person who made it into the Spotlight and also has been a consistent supporter of the show since day one is John on the Drift. I think we all know John. We've all spoken about him plenty. His Infinite trailer ring made it in.
Yes.
So that is like the concrete rings that you see in the trailer. He recreated it with the Marines in front of it, which was
that's
really
like
cool.
the portal thing, right? That we think of the portal.
Exactly. Yep. So I put a note there to just shout out him and also his son. I think it's really nice for us, probably me and you, Matt, because we're in that group chat with him. He says a lot. He like listens as he's building with his son, which is really,
cool.
really nice
That's
to
awesome.
hear. It's kind of cool that they get to bond over the show. So if you're listening, guys, we appreciate all the support you've given us across the past year.
Oh, I love hearing stories about father and son doing these construct sets. You know, like Bovey, Colin, John. Like it's a lot of. It's really awesome to see that kind of transition of sharing that with each other. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Along those same lines, this year has, for me, with my oldest CJ at 6, has been the year that I've been able to kind of step back instead of like you know having to be there and like help him with certain things. A lot of times now, like for Christmas, the set that I got him this year, I got him the Mario Lego set. Hopefully he's not hearing this.
He's right outside the door.
He's probably just going to build those all by himself. I probably won't have to help him one bit.
Awesome.
And, we have the Pokemon advent calendar, and so every morning he gets super excited to go pull down a little pack, and he builds whatever it is. Like I think today was a little clock or something like that, and he just does it himself. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to like to doing the bigger builds with him because that's where we can kind of do it together.
Soon he'll be teaching you how to do building.
Right, exactly.
The student becomes the master.
Let's not get back into Star Wars talk. I've done enough of that today. And then lastly, we've got Halo Canon, who was the first person to get the San Diego Comic-Con Master Chief Collection. And did an unboxing video. And I do just want to say, Toa in general is a really cool person in the community as well. I'm conscious when it comes to my personal account. So obviously I go by Tom Jurassic, so I do mainly Jurassic content and Halos on the side. So I always feel really bad tagging people in it because I think I'm just being an annoying little you-know-what most of the time. But Toa always engages with that stuff, even though I'm tagging him all the time, and he always retweets stuff. And I know he's been on Podcast Evolved, the main show, before as well. So he's just, again, a really nice person in the Halo community who actually makes really good content as well.
Yeah, Halo Canon, he's great. A great guy, and he's, obviously focuses on lore, which is a good, crossover with Podcast Evolved. He goes deeper and a lot of times, and like the videos that he does, are super in depth, very good. But he's also a collector at heart. So he did remember he did a series on the loot boxes when they were going out, and so he collects the stuff, and he likes to collect the Mega Construx as well. So it was cool to see him.
If you're listening, next year we want you on, please.
Oh, we should have. That's a good idea. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
I kind of looked dead at the camera there. Please don't be intimidated. I'm not serious. Please come on our show. Please.
He is a little scary.
Please.
All right, let's get into August. So let's see here. What is on the... so the August is when Target finally was starting to do their store shelf reset. I remember going through stores and seeing like the whole set was bare. And then
just
they
everything
started
was
having
clean.
tags up, like vehicle
Halo
1,
set
vehicle
number 1.
2. Yeah, exactly. I remember taking pictures of that and posting it in one of the Facebook groups, and it was like, "Oh, it's coming!" So they were prepping for stuff to be available. I think maybe by the tail end of August, it was finally available, and then the Infinite blind bags were first available, and those are the ones that are on shelf right now. The Series 1, Series 2 is starting to get out there, I've seen, so people are starting to get those in hand. We must have been doing something. We didn't have very many shows in August. Maybe we just recorded at the very middle of the month, but we just had one.
I think we did some video content that month. I think that's the month that you sent me the Warthog.
Oh, that might have been that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, either schedules didn't line up or just how we try to record every 2 weeks.
I think it had a lot to do with we were waiting to get the sets to discuss them because a lot of us, I mean, like especially where I'm at, the target that I am near, it kind of stinks. So it took forever for anything to get there. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have a billion targets by me because Target's home is in Minnesota, so I have like a million of them to choose from.
Target's awesome. I love Target. Just the one that's near me is just.
No, I know the setup. I've been to Targets that have that setup, and they're not ideal.
Well, it's part of a mall, so it's like a smaller Target.
Oh, is that right?
It's awful.
Yeah.
I have a fun Target story to tell you. When I was in Pittsburgh, my friends wanted to take me to a Target because they said it was something I should experience. And they made me jump through, like, is it the hoop that's in the sign, like, out the front of the Target?
Yeah.
They got me to jump through it so they could record a boomerang of it.
That's amazing and cruel to their English friend.
Most Americans don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. No, the first time you go to Target, you have to do that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
my parents threw me through when I was a baby. It's a rite of passage.
So our episode in August was our set breakdown. So we finally did. I think at the tail end of the month is when we finally got some sets in our hand, and we started to talk about the new wave that we all have now.
Yeah.
What's on the community in August?
So there's a couple of things. The big Jagoos, I don't know if I said that right, made it into the Halo spotlight with an absolutely gorgeous light up MCX Master Chief figure. I think it was the Combat Evolved one, holding a sticky grenade. It was actually lighting up, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone do anything like it. I missed it when it was originally in the spotlight, and I was just like, this is so freaking awesome.
Dude. His name is Sticky Grenade on Instagram. He's literally one of the most creative people, like one of the most creative customizers I've ever seen. Every figure that he does is amazing. We hung out together at Philadelphia at Halo Outpost, and
nice.
I'm in a bunch of group chats with him. He's a really close friend of mine, but that light up Sticky Grenade Master Chief was absolutely insane.
Yeah. Gabe, honestly, I'm so happy you're on the show because you just know all these people.
Andrew's a super cool guy. I absolutely love him. He's awesome. If you don't follow him already, he's Big Jagoos on Twitter and Sticky _Grenade on Instagram.
Yeah. And he's, again, another person who's really good at just engaging with content as well. I always appreciate that because obviously it doesn't take much to stop and do a like, but I think it's nice when you see the same names popping up all the time. It just shows that people are staying engaged, which is nice.
Right.
Also in the spotlight, something that I think all of us would love to see Mega tackle in the future. This was the month where Wookiee Cookies 1 made it in with their banished scarab. There we go. I don't know why that was getting stuck in my throat.
That was from August, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was when the banished scarab made it in. And
savage.
Yeah, I wrote here,
Insane.
It's a genuinely breathtaking build. It is. All of the shape on it is incredible.
Is it to scale of the Covenant one? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I
Okay.
believe
remember
it is.
seeing it, but yeah.
It looks like
he's got more photos on an Instagram account, and I'm pretty sure it is like the same size, if not a little smaller.
It's a lot of work.
So that means it's doable. Which is
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. Probably not a chance for a new Covenant Phantom, though, Gabe. Moving forward.
Just don't give us the banished Phantom.
We have then got Toa of Ultimate Doom, also known as Brian, who has started creating Halo Mega Construx videos again.
Yep.
And again, another genuine, really down-to-earth person as well. And it feels good to be saying that. You know, there's a lot of people in this community who are very, like... You get what you get with them, and they're good people, which is awesome.
Yeah, I just want to shout out. So Toa's been doing stuff with, I think, Maddie Crafts and the Domain as well.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see like other partnerships out there creating good content.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, Matty Crafts is actually a really cool person to look at for cardboard / I want to say plasticine. It's styrofoam kind of stuff. Basically, he makes loads and loads of Mega Construx scaled things out of stuff that isn't Mega Construx and uses them together, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with his work. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, he's got some interesting stuff for sure.
And then lastly, John on the Drift created Builds with Blocks custom statue.
That was so cool.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, man.
We all had a little personality. He's gonna have to edit it now that Gabe's on the show. We're gonna have to get another one. Four-man squad.
Thank you, John.
He's gonna have to do like an extra micro version of a figure. Like,
do you know what I've just realised? On the topic of squads, now there's 4 of us. We are the perfect squad size for Fortnite.
Got to fight.
Oh no, go. But I'll say with John's little picture of that, I think as like with this show, I don't think I ever felt more like excited about being. You know what I mean? Like it was so heartwarming to see, you know, someone actually kind of do something. Like, obviously we're huge fans of Halo, and I do a lot of stuff that's constructed around Halo. It's nice to see someone kind of take that and mold that to the show. So it was like
receiving fan mail, which is cool.
Exactly.
Right?
But it was so much more though. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I totally appreciate it. So shout out to you, John, and your son. You guys are awesome.
For real.
Without a doubt.
I think we'll probably touch on it more towards the end of the episode where we're giving our reflecting thoughts, but I think a big factor for all 4 of us is we really appreciate how much people have actually got involved in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, I mean, when you're starting something like a podcast for something as niche as Halo Mega Construx, you never know if it's going to do well or not. But actually, we've got a pretty solid listener base, and it's like the same names always popping up, which is really nice. So it's nice to feel like we're building a community around this show already.
Yeah, especially when the majority of that listener base went with the mammoth.
All right, I'll be doing. Gabe, you want to get community from now on? There we go.
Yeah, sure.
All right, MCX news for September is. He's back. Oh.
Hi.
Okay. So, Gabe, I take it back.
I'm out of a job.
He wants. All right, so MCX news in September was Platoon Pack revealed.
Yes.
That beautiful set. It was available. We didn't get it in our hands yet, but we knew of it. And then the Infinite Wave 2 blind bag set was also revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So I forget, there was like some, we don't like to talk about leaks, but like there were some pictures, and I forget if like the leaks came out before we like actually got to talk about them. But all that happened in September.
There were things that we didn't talk about, and then they got listed on Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And then Halo Heroes Series 13, there's also some stuff. I think some
fun
like,
fact.
instructions.
Series 13 was revealed on my birthday.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Happy birthday.
And you being a figure guy, that must have been awesome.
I was going to say Christmas presents. I meant birthday presents.
Thank you, Tom.
Episode 11 of Builds with Blocks was our Infinite Set Breakdown Part 2. And then we talked with Goodwill Hunter. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what a legend.
Yep. Yeah. Also loves the mammoth.
Yeah.
He does, that's right.
I mean, do you know what? I'm going to go out and say it. They're both good sets in their own right. That's it. I'm burying the hatchet. I'm moving forwards because I'm sure you'll be wrong on something else in the future, Matt.
Ooh.
I'm
not letting it go. I'm not letting it go.
So anyway, Goodwill Hunter, it was great. Listen to that episode. Yeah. Awesome.
It is a really good
his own channel.
Awesome guy.
It's really awesome listening to his insight of just how he built and how Mega kind of contacted him and just going through that whole story of just like they were. It's cool to see that Mega, being the awesome designers that they are, we're also looking at other designers to make their sets better. You know, I think that's kind of awesome, especially because all of his sets are pretty badass.
Yeah, that Goodwill Hunter interview was that was fantastic. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. So what do we have on the community front there, Tom?
So on the community front, we've got 2 things. We have got Demarcation Media, who is another great Mega Construx YouTuber. And they also got sent the Pelican Inbound set, courtesy of Mega Construx.
Nice.
And they did a really good review. I think I've seen some stop motion work from them as well. So they do a lot of cool content. And then also one of my personal favourite stop motion artists, Alexis Gutierrez, who did the Hell Jumpers series, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I'm
He's
familiar.
amazing.
Yeah, his new stop motion fireteam Fenrir dropped, and I assume that it was in a spotlight because that would probably be where I picked
Well,
it.
it had when I checked today, it had 71,000 views, so it was doing okay.
Yeah. He's got some buttery smooth motion on those.
Yeah,
figures.
he does.
Yeah,
He's
He's
very
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, just go and check out any of his stuff. The Hell Jumper series, which I'm sure is his.
Yep.
Actually, there's another Hell Jumper one, and I think his is called ODST.
He's got like a story in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It goes from like recruitment all the way through to being special forces. It's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, I want to make sure to shout him out because he does really good work, and he's been doing it for a while too.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah, October. I didn't find much news in October. I mean, it wasn't too long ago, but we've been getting more sets out and whatnot, and more available, so more people are able to kind of accumulate their collection. So nothing too big to shout out in October, but the for us, we had episode 13, which was the ODST special. Speaking of ODSTs, and we had Tom Bovey on, so that was a fun one.
Bovey.
Yep.
Shout out
and
to
then,
Bobby.
Finally got a good Tom on the show.
I love the picture that he sent us of his son, like in front of his collection, just like with his arms like this, just like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, check this out.
Yep.
Episode 14 was the Pelican Inbound show because we did get samples of our Pelican Inbound, and we put out as much content as we could on that thing.
Yeah.
So now Gabe, you've joined the Pelican.
Yeah,
crew.
finally have one of the Pelicans. I'm a part of the team.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. So go check those out as well. Tom posted his review, and then community wise, what do we have, Tom?
Yeah, so Bringman 117 debuted the Hope Discovered diorama,
Ooh.
which is
Yeah, that was cool.
showcasing all of the Halo Infinite sets on his Assault on High Ground mock. And it's really cool, as you can kind of tell by the title. It's a bit of a parody of the Halo 3 Believe campaign.
Yeah,
Not
a little
Believe,
bit. Yeah.
it's the model one that my brain is blanking on right now. But it's a parody of that. But obviously with Mega Construx, which is really cool. We then had Whiffy Customs, who featured a great Halo 3 Spartan Security in the 343 Spotlight. Security, a figure that we've not seen that often. I think we saw 3 or 4 of them in the old articulation, and that was it. Gunnut Productions, GN Gag's Total Halo was released. Gunnut Productions is somebody we've had on the radar for a while. Also goes by Joe Ballant. Joe, again, another long member of the Halo community, and somebody who we're looking at getting on the show at some point in the future.
I'd love to have Joe on here. He's a legend.
Yeah, Joe is a really cool guy, so make sure you go and check out Gunnut Productions. And then lastly, a little person called Colin finally finished off their Halo chess set.
Yeah, I finally did it. I teased it from the beginning of the show, and then it was actually John on the Drift that he beat me to the punch because he created a little Halo Lego set, chess set, and I was like, now I need to finish it because someone else has done it. So he was first. And I forget if he got featured in the Halo Spotlight, but he inspired me to finish mine, and that was done. I played on it, and I did get in the Halo Spotlight for those pictures too. So that was fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to November. We had the helmet sets revealed. Oh, the new helmet sets. We don't have those yet, but those are the new. What is it? Green, blue, and yellow. Is that right?
Yeah. Last Man Standing, Headhunter, and Capture the Flag.
So we have those. The Hijacked Ghost, which we talked about earlier, was revealed. And then they also, here's the news. This is a big month because they confirmed that the Marine legs are shorter now in the new sets. And by they, I mean Kevin. Confirmed that because he was on our show.
Yeah.
So many
so episode
people.
15 was Infinite Blind Bag Analysis, and that's when Gabe finally officially joined the.
At a good
Yeah,
time.
I'm part of the crew now.
That's right. So he joined right before we had Kevin on, and
I'm very glad that I was able to sit down and talk to Kevin with you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Kevin is an awesome guy. Down to earth.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Super awesome.
Yeah,
He's amazing talking.
We love you, Kevin.
A lot of fun. He shared a lot of good info with us and talked about some of the newer sets that we're going to be getting here that we don't have quite yet. but they're starting to trickle out into the marketplace, so that's cool. Episode 17 was our best Halo 4. Oh, this was the controversial. That one got pulled, right, Matt? You said it's got pulled?
This one got pulled. Misinformation, yeah.
Best Halo 4 sets, Forward Unto Dawn or Mammoth, the big controversy.
Well, considering everybody went with the Mammoth.
Maybe it's not, but officially we named the Forward Unto Dawn as the number one set.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. That was the first one with video, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
I think we decided we're going to do a lot more of those kind of debate type shows.
Yeah, a little more
It was a fun
interactive.
conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That episode was a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. The video, I think, helped a lot play off each other, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, definitely. And then we had our 2,000 subscribers. We had we reached that. I forget if that was in October or November when we finally crossed the threshold. But then we did our giveaway of the what was it, a vulture, right?
It
Yes.
was, and I
Missy
need to
Vulture.
follow up and make sure they got that.
Yeah.
So it got posted.
Thank
and
you,
I forgot
Krista.
to check the emails again, so I need to do that.
Anything on the community to touch on?
Yeah, there's quite a few things actually. So Sonic John 117 dropped an absolutely incredible stop motion. I every now and then I get really bored and I just search for new Mega Construx stop motions. And this was one I stumbled across that I was really impressed by. It's called Halo Ancient Enemies. It's themed around the Flood, mainly. But where his really stood out is he actually cut audio lines from the games and used them for the characters in the stop motion.
Oh, that's so
nice.
So
awesome.
the captain of the UNSC ship in his stop motion is voiced by Cutter, for example.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing with this one is at the end it ties into Cortana's speech to all of the AIs from Halo 5.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's really awesome. So make sure you check it out. We then had Squishy Cat, however you want me to say that, featured in the Halo Spotlight with a gorgeous photo of some MCX figures in what appeared to be kind of a model shop type landscape. And it looked really good. And I know from the fact that I've started experimenting with model shop fake trees and things, it's really hard to get that to look good. So they did a really good job with their photography.
Yeah, he's got
there.
some beautiful photography.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff out there. Then Triple Sand also featured with a gorgeous pic of the Chief and Arby. And I remember this one. I think the depth of field on it in particular was really, really good. So that stood out nicely. And then lastly, Andrew Kaufman shared the 12 Angry Games stop motion.
Yeah, that's a good one. If you guys haven't seen that,
I haven't.
Andrew is
I don't think I've seen that either.
He's been doing it for a while, and he's got a good sense of humor. And so I don't know if you've seen those recent videos of it's the I forget the guy's name, but he started he had some popular videodios of like all the games talking to each other, and he has like. You know, so he's representing the different games,
okay.
you know, CE and ODST and all that stuff, and they're on a round table and they're talking to each other why one's better than the other. So he had a lot of views on that, and so I think Andrew got inspired by that. And then 12 Angry Games, 12 Angry Men, that sort of thing. He does a play off of that that video, so it's really good.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. All right, December we have the Pelican Inbound was nominated for Toy of the Year. If you haven't voted, I think there's still some time to vote, so go.
I think there's a little bit of time.
Yeah, so go support.
Make sure you vote.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, please vote. Vote early. Vote by mail.
I had to.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
That's kind of the major news. Do we have anything else? Did we talk about
said,
Halo Infinite being delayed? That was in there somewhere.
Have you told them where to go vote for Toy of the Year?
Toyawards.org.
There you go.
There you go. Colin
Go put in your votes.
There is a video. Oni managed to hack into our YouTube channel and put a video out about
That's
that.
right.
That's
yeah.
a very,
That is
very good
probably
video.
the dumbest video I've ever
Oh, it's so good. I
Oh,
love
but
it.
it's so much fun. So much fun.
I loved it. Let's see
really
what else
dumb.
happened. Oh, so we had, on top of Tom's dumb video, we had episode 18, the Infinite Alt builds. So we finally did the alternate, the 2-in-1s, the 2 of the 1. And then we did our recap show that we're doing right now. So this
Look
is,
at that.
We did 19 episodes. So that's a pretty good clip. I mean, about
really
every
good
other
for a first year
every
run.
other week. Yeah. And then let's see, a couple community highlights to talk about. Tom, what you got?
Yeah. So Brickman117 finished the Banished Phantom.
Beautiful.
And this one was awesome because
What a
we
tank.
did think about touching on his longsword build, but that one's still a work in progress. But the Banished Phantom, he set it out, said, right, I'm going to do this month based on this source material, and I think he did it in about 4 videos, and it's done. He smashed it. It's a set that I really hope Mega make next year now, especially as he actually did it to scale with Pelican Inbound. So he was like, I'm not going to go extreme. If Mega did it, this is what it could look like, which is really awesome. And then the other shout out for this month is to Canai NYC, CANI-NYC, on the MCX forums. This, I think their name's Daniel. I think they post in a few of the Facebook groups as well. They are just an insanely talented photographer again. They've done some really cool series of photos recently. They built an interior set for the Infinity Armor Bay that they've done a few photos in, which was awesome. But the ones which really caught my eye recently, they've kind of done a Halo X Starship Troopers mashup, where they built their own Starship Trooper bugs, and were then using Halo Marines as the Starship Troopers in those photos. And I thought that they were really, really cool, so I wanted to highlight them here.
Nice. Yeah, so that was fun to do the community. I'm glad we did that. And if we missed you, and you did something cool, it wasn't intentional. We will, keep our radar up, and I think I'll do a better job. I think of like maybe making note of the stuff that I see over the year for next year's recap show.
Feel free to tag us in stuff anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus, you've got our individual Twitter handles. We're all pretty active on Twitter, so that's the best place.
Yeah.
But equally, for me, you can tag me on the MCX forums. All of us are in the different Facebook groups.
If you've got an Instagram, definitely tag me there.
Gabe's on Instagram. He's killing it over there. So just, if you're doing something cool, share it with us so we know it is going on, and we'll try and touch on it if we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
So the end of the year, I talked about the store shelves at the beginning of the year. The end of the year now, store shelves are full, at least in the U.S.
Yeah.
They are full now. And Walmart has stuff. They got the Warthog Rally. I think that's the only set they have. But they do have lots of blind bags and the Halo Heroes. There are also from Mega. There's Masters of the Universe stuff, which I've been collecting too. And then there's some COD stuff at Walmart. But then Target has like everything. Like I don't think
Target's banging.
The Pelican must not be planned to be on store shelves because I haven't seen that in store at all. But pretty much everything else. And then Target has its exclusive, like the sword and the helmet and the ring as well. So yeah, things are good. I mean, if you're out there, you should be able to find stuff. Like distribution has gotten way better at by the end of 2020.
Much.
Yeah.
I am really happy to report on an international front that sets are beginning to be available again. I know that a retailer in Australia, I believe, have been sorted. And my good buddy Dan, who owns Jurassic Toys here in the UK, was able to work with a stockist to get most of the Halo line. And he actually ships to most of Europe, so like Italy, France, Germany, all of those places. So for the first time since 2015's line with the Wasp, sets are readily available in the UK again, and at retail prices and not aftermarket prices.
That's wonderful to hear.
Much more accessible to the European market than they have been in a significant amount of time. So I think going back to our episode with Yarn, obviously they said that it was a focus, and it's nice to be able to look back across the year and see actually they have really tried hard to deliver on that this year.
Yeah.
So there have been a couple little toy online shops that have popped up. I bought from each of these. So Archie's Toys is one. They're a small one that's showed up, and he has a couple Mega Construx sets, and then the Brick Show is another one. The Brick Show Shop is another one that I found some stuff off, and I did order from them, and so that seemed like they're running a good operation. Obviously smaller, not they don't have everything, but as you're looking for stuff and you're trying to figure out why does this set like $50 more on Amazon, it's probably because that's somebody that's hoarding all the sets. So maybe some of these smaller retailers actually have it, and that's how I found the Customizer 3-pack. I think that was on the Brick Show Shop. Now I've seen that pop up on Amazon recently, but anyway. So yeah, please support some local toy shops as well outside of the big guys. All right, let's wrap the show here. We're running long, but I did want to touch quickly on highlights for everybody for the year. So maybe just a couple things that you guys wanted to touch on. I'll start with Tom. What kind of been highlights for 2020 for you?
Yeah, so I'm only going to go with two. The first one is our interview with Goodwill Hunter.
Yeah.
Rich is somebody who, when I used to be in the community, he was in his heyday, and I always used to look up to him and look up to his work. I remember when we first heard about him working on the Scarab with Mega, it was just mind-blowing. Yep. So actually getting to talk to him and seeing that he's just as big a fan as we are, and that he's actually a really, really down-to-earth guy was good. And I remember that interview, we walked away from that, and I think I messaged you guys and was like, I can't get over how down-to-earth he was, because he was just that awesome. And I think it's always really special when you look up to somebody and you realise that you actually really gel with them when you get the chance to talk to them. And then the other thing is going to be a bit smushy, because I'm really glad that we started this show, you know? I mean, for me, I think I've already said it once in this show, but I do a lot of Jurassic stuff, and I really enjoy Halo, but I've never really had a platform to share that. And obviously, like, I was always posting my photography and stuff in the groups anyway, but actually it's really nice to have a platform where it feels like we're all working together and we can all depend on each other to do things. And actually it feels like we're building something really special up with Build to a Blocks, and I'm really, really excited to see where it's going to take us in the future. So I'm really glad that I get to sit here talking to you guys every week, even if we don't agree on our favourite signature series sets. And I'm really, really excited to see what happens in 2021, because I think we've had a really, really good first year, and I can't wait to see what's on the horizon for us.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we'd all have that same, you know, like, it's been fun. Like, we've all had a ton of fun. Yeah. So that's definitely one of the highlights, I think, for all of us. Was starting this show for everybody, for ourselves, because it's an outlet, a creative outlet to talk about something that we love, and then you know, it's been fun to gain a listenership and a viewership on YouTube as well. Tom, what's the best pickup? I see it's something in your notes, like your best set. I want to hear that too.
I'm about to say something incredibly controversial. For me, Smuggler's Intercept.
Really, above all the new stuff.
Yeah. It's something that I didn't pick up at the time, even though it was heavily discounted, and I ended up spending a lot more than I would like to on it. But I think it's just really unique, because how often do you get something from a piece of Halo transmedia? You get stuff from the games all the time.
Good point.
We've had a couple of sets from Halo Legends, and this is literally the only set from Halo Nightfall. So having something that goes against the status quo and that is really, really unique in its own right among the mega sets is just awesome.
Nice.
It's super cool.
All right, Matt, you're up next. Give me a couple things from 2020.
Oh, well, obviously going with 2020, I have to say starting the show and just hanging out with you guys, because obviously there's not a lot of collectors where I'm at, so I don't really get to talk to people about stuff like this. So it's really nice to just have an outlet just to talk about construction sets and stuff like that. So it's definitely been really awesome just to kind of really delve into this community and really kind of understand all the inner workings of it. So definitely this show is probably my number one excitement for the Halo community. I think just having a platform to share this Halo content is awesome. You know, I have my own YouTube channel, and I used to share Halo stuff on there too, but having a place that I can actually put stop motion or my mock or anything like that and just kind of get a huge amount of interaction and stuff like that is really awesome, you know. So it's pushed me to kind of work more with construction sets and stuff like that. So obviously talking with everybody on this podcast, Goodwill Hunter, Brickman, Tom Bovey, Jan, Kevin.
I see how it is, Matt.
Yeah.
It's
it's surreal. I think there's really nothing else to say. I mean, it's amazing that we got to talk to the creators of these sets that since I've been collecting, it really shaped my childhood.
Yeah.
So, and to discuss people that had actually taken these same blocks and bricks and actually created some epic stuff. I mean, far more epic than I'll ever create.
Yeah.
So
Kevin created them all for you, by the way.
Yeah,
like he had you in mind when he was creating them.
Of course.
I thank you, Kevin. That's why Kevin likes the Mammoth the best.
All of us in mind in our younger ages who was like, yeah, those guys who are going to be builds with blocks one day, we're going for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of pretty awesome, though, that you get to build something and it just really kind of inspires all this creativity with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And
Anything else you want to touch on?
My favorite pickup of the year would probably be... Gee. I gotta go with, like, the infinite set. The infinite sets? I don't know if there's, like, a... Oh. I would say probably, like, the Pelican and the Warthog. Because for me, that's, like, the ultimate Halo, right? Yeah. So, like, just grabbing those really kind of put me in that Halo Infinite hype mode. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Cool.
So.
I like it. All right, Gabe, what about you?
I'm going to cover two of my two accomplishments, actually, for 2020 that I think that kind of peaked what would have otherwise been a really glum, sad year.
Yeah.
So back in August, September, I finally got to officially collaborate with Halo. So Halo and I did a promotion together. They sent me the Halo Infinite Master Chief helmet by Disguise, and I got to post some photos with that, and it was a lot of fun actually working with them, being able to talk to people. Mm-hmm. So that was a huge goal of mine. And then shortly afterwards, actually, right before Thanksgiving, my profile, G Customs Creations, we hit 10,000 followers, which was my 2020 goal before Christmas, and we did it before Thanksgiving. And
that's cool.
Again, to anybody listening, if you are familiar with G Customs Creations, thank you so much for doing that for me. It was amazing. But that was a really, really, really good way to sort of close out this year, and then finally being able to go from watching this show to being on an episode, then to finally you guys saying, hey, we'd love to have you as a part of the team has been really, really cool to be a part of a group that is so passionate about the same world that I am, and that we get to talk and discuss all these things. It's been really heartwarming being able to connect with more people.
That's awesome.
Totally.
Cool, man.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. Awesome. What about your pickup, though? You didn't say your pickup.
I haven't picked up that much this year, but I'm gonna have to go with the Pelican. I fought that thought so bad about should I get it, should I not, should I get it, should I not, and I just sent it, and I'm so glad I did because this thing's amazing. Good,
man. That's awesome. Cool. So echoing everybody's thoughts about the show. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. Just doing this thing. A new project for me. Coming off of Mission Debrief, I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm doing Mission Debrief.
Yeah, really.
So anyway, it's been a lot of fun, and just kind of since I was getting into collecting, or got in more into collecting, and needed an outlet, I needed people to talk to about this with. So it's been fun, and thanks to all of you guys for joining this project, this journey on us, and we're gonna obviously keep going for as long as we can. Let's see here. It's been fun to like have a good relationship with Mega too. Like we had Jan on, we had Kevin on. Like it was awesome for the show. So
especially for the scale of our show as well. Like we were saying earlier, they've been so supportive since we started.
Yeah. So that's been a really cool experience too. And then like I would say me and Bovie like finally making because we live so close to each other, right? And we're splitting some lots and like having a collector buddy, and that's pretty cool too. So in terms of my pickup, I did grab the Shadow Convoy set from one of the Facebook groups. Somebody had it. I was like, oh, yes, please.
Wow.
And it was a good price.
I'm so pissed
it wasn't brand new. I think I still haven't built it. I think there's a couple pieces missing, so I need to build it and then put in my part request for whatever is missing.
That's crazy.
I pulled out the Prophet of Truth right away in his chair. Like that was
awesome.
Like, here you go, boink. That's on the shelf, and then I'll build the shadow later.
I remember you talking about
that's sick.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There is one bit of news that we need to share with our audience. The way that you get parts has changed. So I don't know if it's changed for the older sets. Colin, please don't look alarmed, because this may potentially be bad news. It may not.
Oh boy.
But they've changed it so you need different evidence now. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Okay.
But I think you have to email them like a receipt of purchase or something.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's good to know.
Get through getting the parts. So they've just changed it up so there's more boundaries in place to stop people abusing it.
That's good.
I am glad that they did that. Yeah. There was a lot of people, a lot of people that I've talked to in the community go, oh yeah, I can just get another figure if I put in a parts request. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna bite you.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So, well, that's good. Whatever they put in place. So, if that's the case,
that is good.
I think that's a good thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, if you have missing pieces, hopefully you're holding on to receipts or the box, and then and if not, then you're just gonna have to collaborate with some other collectors and try to find that piece.
Good call.
Hopefully,
good call. Letting people know, Tom.
More common piece as well. So, anyway, we're gonna cut it there. So, happy end of 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Again, from a collector standpoint, it was a good year. From everything else standpoint, not so good. But hopefully, 2021 is going to bring the new game and obviously new sets and more heroes and more figures and all that sort of stuff. So yeah,
more
we
Halo.
have to look forward to. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're worried about the infinite delay, just remember it can't go worse than Cyberpunk.
That's true.
Maybe.
All right, that will do it for our show. Thanks again for joining Builds with Blocks. If you like the show, feel free to support Podcast Evolved on Patreon. Until next time, evolved.
Evolved.
Evolved.